Chang and Eng Bunker were born in 1811, but you probably heard of them as the Siamese Twins, a term that originated from their birthplace, Siam. In 1829, a British merchant discovered the twins, recognizing the potential for their story to captivate audiences worldwide. He brought them to the United States, where they were exhibited in shows, captivating the public with their unique condition and their indomitable spirit. However, beyond the stage lights and the public's gaze, Chang and Eng yearned for a normal life. Their decision to retire from the exhibition circuit in the mid-19th century marked the beginning of a quieter, yet equally significant chapter in their lives. They married two sisters, Adelaide and Sarah Yates. Together, they built families, fathering 21 children, and settled on a plantation in North Carolina, which they eventually owned. They dedicated themselves to their families and community, striving to live as normally as their unique situation allowed. But what they did later on might shock you. The twins became slave owners, a fact that starkly contrasts with their image as icons of perseverance and adaptability. However, their story took a tragic turn when Chang died in his sleep in 1874. Eng, unable to survive without his brother, passed away a few hours later, bringing an end to a life story that had captivated the world. But if you thought the story of Chang and Eng was remarkable, wait until you hear about Hunter, a young boy born in 1895 with a condition called congenital genu recurvatum, quite the mouthful if you ask me. This condition caused his legs to bend backward. He couldn't stand or use crutches like other kids. Instead, he moved on all fours, like a pony. This unique way of getting around gave him a special nickname, the Pony Boy. So, Hunter's journey began after the Civil War, a time when America was healing and searching for some luck and lighthearted entertainment. Amidst this backdrop, Hunter found his calling at a small amusement park in Texas. Unlike others who might have been seen as different or weak, Hunter turned his physical challenges into his greatest strength. Imagine the crowds at the amusement park, gasping in awe as they watched Hunter move with incredible agility. He did things that showed off his unique skills and amazed everyone with his strength. Hunter continued to perform, sharing his gift with the world until his death in 1927. But that was not all, because the following Circusfreaks' rise to fame was even more astonishing. This is Charles Stratton, but you probably know him as General Tom Thumb. His journey to stardom began when he was just 4 years old. P.T. Barnum, the master showman and promoter, discovered him. Barnum saw something extraordinary in young Charles. Renaming him General Tom Thumb, Barnum introduced the world to this small wonder whose talents went beyond his stature. General Tom Thumb was not just a curiosity, he was a performer with a remarkable range. He sang, danced, and delivered comedic impersonations with a flair that captivated audiences. His charm and wit made him a favorite of many, including royalty. Imagine the excitement when he performed before Queen Victoria, not once, but twice, earning the admiration of the British monarch. This wasn't everything. As the years passed, General Tom Thumb continued to perform, bringing joy and wonder to audiences everywhere. He performed until his death at the age of 45. What about the fascinating life of General Tom Thumb resonates with you the most? Is it his remarkable talent, his charming personality, or his ability to captivate and bring joy to so many? Perhaps it's all these things combined that make his story so compelling. But if you thought that was it, wait until you hear of one of the flexible people ever lived. This man is called James Morris. James Morris wasn't just any performer. He was a man whose body seemed to defy the very laws of human anatomy. His skin, astonishingly pliable, could be stretched to incredible lengths, while his joints bent in ways that seemed almost supernatural. You should think of a rubber band, endlessly flexible yet strong. That was James. His performances were the highlight of any sideshow. Imagine the wide-eyed children, their jaws dropping in awe as James demonstrated his unique talents. But James's shows were more than just entertainment. They were educational too. He used his extraordinary condition to teach audiences about human anatomy, explaining how his skin and joints worked differently from others. So, in an era when medical knowledge was still burgeoning, James became a bridge between curiosity and scientific discovery. Medical professionals were equally intrigued by James. His condition, now understood as a form of Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, spurred discussions and studies, blending the realms of entertainment and medical curiosity. But if you thought James was extraordinary, wait until you hear about a young boy full of life and energy suddenly begins to fade away, not in spirit, but in body. This boy was Isaac W. Sprague, born in Massachusetts in 1841. His life took a dramatic turn when, at the tender age of 12, he began to lose weight rapidly. No one could understand why this vibrant child was withering away. By the time he reached adulthood, Isaac stood at 5 feet 6 inches tall, but weighed only 43 pounds. He became known as the human skeleton. Imagine a man so thin that every bone in his body was visible, each rib, each joint starkly outlined against his skin. This skeletal appearance drew the attention of none other than P.T. Barnum, the famed showman. Barnum, always on the lookout for the extraordinary, saw in Isaac a chance to captivate and horrify audiences at his American museum. Think of Barnum's museum, filled with oddities and wonders from around the world. In the midst of this eclectic collection stood Isaac, dressed in tight clothing that accentuated his frame. People would gather, mouths agape, unable to believe their eyes. They were fascinated, yet horrified by his appearance. But this is nothing compared to the following circus freak. So, the year is 1900, and the circus tent is packed. The crowd holds its breath as a figure in a glittering costume swings high above. This isn't just any performer. This is L'Abbé Valet, known to the world as Charmin, the fearless trapeze artist who redefined the art of performance. Think of a time when the circus was the heart of entertainment. L'Abbé Valet, born in 1875, grew up in a world where women had limited roles, especially in something as daring as the circus. But L'Abbé, or Charmin as she came to be known, had a different vision. She didn't just want to be part of the show, she wanted to be the highlight. Imagine the gasps from the audience as she performed acrobatics on the trapeze, not just flying through the air, but doing so with an artistry and strength that left everyone in awe. And then, as if her death-defying stunts weren't enough, she added a provocative twist, stripping while performing. This wasn't just for shock value. It was a bold statement of independence and confidence. People in the entertainment business still admire and value the name Charmin. People remember her work in circuses and theater not only for being risky, but also for showing guts and creativity. Therefore, they would subscribe to the channel and like this video. Think of Charmin the next time you see a dancer overcoming gravity. He was the first trapeze artist to teach the world how to fly.